It is the manager of your Texas Rangers, Bruce Bochy. Good afternoon, sir.
Hey, guys. How's it going there?
Well, Zion Jarl on a winning streak. We're doing fantastic. So thank you very much to you and the fellas for getting that done. I was really curious after playing at, raucous home field, and then you go to a stadium where, there's maybe not so many people there. Does that feel like a different environment for you, for the players? Do y'all discuss that atmospheric change at all?
Well, it's completely different than what we were playing in front of at Texas there. I mean, our fans are really into the games. We appreciate that. I mean, it was just a lot of fun in that home stand. And come here, I mean, we all know about what's going on here in Oakland, so it is something we did talk about and discuss. You got to get yourselves up to playing these games. It's not even spring training, and those games can be a little dead at times. But when you have a stadium that probably seats 60,000, there's 4,000 or 5,000 in there. It looks like nobody's in there. It's really quiet. In fact, we were kidding in the dugout at times, just kind of whispering, "Hey, be quiet, everybody." And so it's different, but hey, you got to get yourself up. These games count; they count just the same as any game you play. So it's going to be important that we continue to play like we did last night.
I was going to ask you, actually, the reverse of that question is, do you think the fans are quieter because you could be like, "Hey, I see you, guy in the orange T-shirt in the 6th row. There's nobody around you. I heard that."
Yeah, you can hear everybody. I mean, I'm talking about as individuals. I mean, there's so few fans that it's really amazing how much you hear, especially hecklers. That's their dream spot is when you have a stadium like this and there's not a lot of crowd noise, whatever. So you can hear everybody, but no, they're not being rude or anything. Couple comments you hear up there, but you know what? If you're a fan, you can get a great seat. I'll say that. It's hard not to be sitting close to the dugout or have a box seat, whatever. And I will say, this team we're playing, they had just beaten the Giants twice. Their pitcher was doing a good job on it. So you can't take this team lightly. They're playing better. They're pitching better. So the guy we're facing tonight, left-hander, he's been throwing the ball well. So we need Max to go out there and do his thing.
So, Boch, speaking of this road trip, this is an interesting trip because I was telling these guys when you play Oakland, you stay in San Francisco. So I'm assuming you guys get to stay in the same hotel for a whole week.
It's nice, I tell you. It's like you have your apartment now. We're not used to this, packing, unpacking. So yeah, we're here the whole week. In fact, I unpacked completely, hung things up. We're staying at the St. Regis here. It's a nice hotel with great views. We're in San Francisco, so we have to make that 20 to 30-minute drive to Oakland right now. But we're only maybe a minute from the ballpark in San Francisco, so very convenient. And it's nice, being in a hotel for 7 days where you're not having to move.
Are you giving a lot of advice on places to go eat since you kind of spent some time in that area? You're like, you guys should check this place out.
Yeah, some. But I'll be honest, there's been a lot of restaurants shut down since I was here in the city, even retail stores. So, they're trying to get back to where they were, the vibrant city that it was. It's still, it's a great city. But there's been some changes there. But, yeah, in fact, Corey Seager asked me a good Asian fusion place to go. And he had already been to the place I recommended. So I think the players do enjoy going out and getting a nice meal here. Tomorrow we have a day game. They can do that. And Thursday we have a day off. So some guys will probably make a trip to Napa. Some will golf. I know we have a couple of guys going down to Pebble Beach to play down there. So it's going to be nice for these guys to get a day off and have a chance to get out a little bit.
Now, I was listening to Andrew Heaney over the weekend on the post-game show here on the station, and he was talking about Mitch Garver and the connection that he's gotten with Mitch Garver, and how he was walking in, and Garver, he was telling Garver, hey, look, don't let me give up on this pitch. It might do a couple different things, but don't let me give up on this pitch. And Garver was like, absolutely not. And he said that faith, that confidence that Garver has is starting to help him out. Is that spreading kind of now across the pitching staff? And how long does it generally take to get to know the pitchers a little bit when you're back behind there?
Right. I can't say enough about what Mitch is doing right now. Handling the staff, and of course, what he's doing offensively. With Josh going down, we need somebody to step up in the 5-hole, which he's done. And I tell you, he's swinging the bat well. He's drawing his walks, so he's doing damage. So that part's been great. But the job he's been doing with this staff, it's really been impressive. And Mitch had a couple of injuries. We lost him for a couple of times, but he's got the experience, and he's got the leadership that we needed when Jonah went down. And in fairness to Mitch, normally he would be playing a lot more. He's not just a once-a-week backup type catcher. I mean, he's got a pretty good resume, but we have Jonah there who's started the All-Star game, so that kept him from getting some playing time. Plus, we're trying to be careful with him, make sure we wouldn't lose him. And but now that Jonah's down, he's kept himself in shape, and we ramped up his catching. Now today will be his third game in a row. Now, after 7, when he got that base hit, we ran for him yesterday, so he had a couple innings off. But he's going to catch today. That he'll be off the last day. Tomorrow's a day game, so he'll get 2 days off before the San Francisco series. But back to your point, pitchers have all the confidence in the world in him back there. He's doing a great job of, calling the game, receiving everything. And so we were really lucky to have Mitch ready to step in when Jonah went down.
Now, this team has shown a lot of resiliency to overcome injuries this season. I was curious on the Josh Young front. I know it's going to be a minute until he comes back. Is there hope that he can be back for the regular season, or is that potentially not realistic?
I think there's hope. You got to have hope, and so that's what we're looking at. He's looking at surgery. Don't know exactly when or. We're going to get this done. I think there's a possibility it could be tomorrow. We had Dr. Sheridan, the hand specialist in Arizona, look at him, and so I don't know if he's going to get a second opinion. So I'll know more when I get to the ballpark and talk to Lucky, our trainer. So anyway, they'll know more once they do the surgery and exactly what we're looking at, but. Our hope is, he'll be ready, sometime in September, the third week or so.
Now, I was looking at the numbers, and one that particularly stood out to me was the Rangers' on-base percentage with 2 strikes against a hitter leads Major League Baseball. I'm curious what y'all have been doing or what your philosophy has been that has made that 2-strike approach so effective this year.
Yeah, I think. Well, first of all, it's the players that are doing a great job there, not getting in a panic mode and expanding. But I think you have to give credit to Donnie Ecker and Tim Hires. These guys, they have their daily meeting. They have their big meeting, the first game of the series, and they go through all the pitchers, what they're trying to do, how they're trying to get you out with 2 strikes, what their plan is. So they really have these guys prepared, and these guys do a great job of sticking with that plan. And so that's nice to have when you have 2 really good hitting coaches that have these guys that well prepared, and of course the players, buying into the approach that we want in that game.
So when it comes to right now, your pitching staff, Boch, they're doing a pretty darn good job through the homestand. And yesterday, Dunning did a really nice job for you. They seem to be throwing more strikes. And I know, look, we're all trying to throw strikes at all times. It's kind of like when the pitching coach comes out there and says, hey, throw strikes. Well, thank God you told me that, because I was trying to throw balls the whole time. But like when it comes to right now, it seems like as a staff, you guys are pounding the strike zone more. Has there been something that has kind of changed throughout your team that the guys are being able to be more efficient with their pitches lately?
Well, first of all, I agree with you. We are throwing more strikes. We're filling up the zone better, getting ahead, and I can tell you that's Mike's philosophy. We got to throw strikes. We got to work ahead. That's strike one. That's a huge pitch. That's what got away from us a little bit, I think. And but the philosophy hasn't changed. But we just wasn't. We weren't doing that as well as we were earlier in the season. So we're getting back to throwing strikes, consequently pitching more efficiently, using our defense. We're pitching deeper in the game. We're getting more quality starts. That's been a world of difference. When you look at July, it was a tough grind at times for the club when we were getting behind, walking guys. And I'll say this: we had the worst time of keeping those guys that we walked from scoring. Even Dunning, as well as he threw, he walks one guy and he finds a way to score. So that's come back to haunt us. So to your point, that's been the difference maker. I think is just the fact these guys are throwing more strikes now.
I don't know if it's a physical thing, mental thing, combination of both, but what can y'all work on, or what's been discussed that you can tell us about with Ezekiel Duran, who has been awesome this year, but since July has kind of fallen into a funk?
Yeah, he has. I think a couple of things with Zeke. We got to just level him off a little bit. He's kind of uphill. And what I mean, it's the level of his swing's got a little higher. I hope he's not trying to hit the long ball, but that's what it looks like. And I know our hitting guys are on it. And I'd like to see him shorten up a little bit, use the middle of the field. That can get you going. But he's been a little late on the fastball, and he's having a tough time, sometimes laying off the off-speed pitches down below the zone, below his swing. So, Zeke is somebody that we really need to get it going. Now, we got Josh Smith, so, gets righties. Smitty's going to get some time there at third base. But I agree. We got to get Zeke back, and, he's gotten a lot of playing time. I don't think that's caught up with him because he hasn't been out there every day, but sometimes a young guy, when it's not going well, they press, and then they're overswinging, and so I like to see him shorten up a little bit. Let's get things down. I'm talking about shorten up the stride, not just the swing, and let's just trying to use more the middle of the field. He gets a little big with that swing at times.
Do you feel like you're going to get Jonah Heim back pretty soon?
I tell you, it's encouraging with Jonah. It really is. Caught Montgomery's pen. He's swinging a bat. He's letting it go too. So I don't know what the timetable is, but it's been really accelerated to the point where, I'm not going to be surprised once we get home if he's not knocking on the door as far as getting some playing time or getting back in there. Now, from the right side, he has not swung the bat, but the left side's have no issues. He's having no issues receiving the ball. Meanwhile, he's doing all his running and everything to make sure once he can go, he's ready to go.
For you, when you're in a big situation, let's fast forward 2 weeks from now, and Jonah Heim's just batting left-handed, and they bring in a left-handed reliever. Is that going to be a little bit of a difficult situation that I'm assuming throughout his whole professional career, Jonah Heim's never seen a lefty-on-lefty slider?
Yeah, I think the game will determine that, where, okay, I don't think I need to make a change. And just to give you an example, we're at 3 or 4 runs. Yeah, probably wouldn't do something there. But, we're down a run or 2. I think you'll see a change there. But let's see where we're at as far as swinging right-handed at that point. But if he really can't swing right-handed, he's got to go left on left. And I need, I really need a hit or something. You'll probably see a change, to be honest. It's not that easy when you haven't done it to go up there and try to hit a left-handed slider, and you haven't seen one in probably 15 years.
All right. Well, we appreciate the time as always, good sir. 7 straight wins, though I know the focus is solely tonight. We always appreciate you jumping on with us.
Oh, Gary, good talking with you, and I'll see you next week there at home, all right?
There you go.